What's up, guys? This is another podcast from Estovir. It's quite interesting. We've been trying to reach out to a couple of females, to hear their own opinion. Because, yeah, it's great that we're doing a podcast and we're pushing it to guys, but it's not just about guys. Yeah, we're trying to make guys better men. We're trying to raise stronger men. We're trying to breed true alphas. But then we always need to hear the female's perspective. We cannot deceive ourselves and go through life by ourselves or alone. So, I have a young lady with me.
My name is Cold.
And her name is Cold. And we're going to discuss a topic. Today's topic is, do girls really like guys the way they claim they do? I love you, I miss you, I want you. I don't even know where to start. But I think my question would be, so check this out. Let me give an example. I'm a young guy. I meet one young girl. She's beautiful. She's beautiful. Yeah, beautiful. And as beautiful as she is, well, since she's beautiful, there are going to be a million guys on her case. And there were probably 500,000 before I met her, and there will be 500,000 more. And my question is, I make myself special. Well, I am special. She sees that, and we probably get together. I tell her, hey man, I like you. Let's date. And she tells me, I like you too. We grow. I love you too. I can't be without you. Are these things, is she saying these things because the guy is saying these things? I mean, of course, people are different. Everyone is different. But generally speaking, from the woman's mouth, because you're a babe and you know so many other females. So you'll be able to give us the inside gist. Please, give us the inside gist. Well, is this love real?
Well, I can speak for both sides. So, to some people, it's completely real if they actually really liked the person as much as the person actually liked them from the onset, and then it grows well. It grows very well without all them breaks and coming back and breaks and coming back. It grows very well. It's probably genuine. But for some people, they just maybe do not really like the person, or they actually have a reason as to why they are with the person. So when you're like, you're probably just saying it because of the guy saying it, not because you actually want to say. You don't just want to hurt the special guy. Oh, you're so special. You don't want to hurt that guy.
It's funny
so
yourself. You're so special.
You're like, oh, you too, I love you too. But deep down, you're probably either not sure or you don't actually. People like that, they break very fast because they can't last for so damn long.
Exactly. So isn't there a higher probability of shattering this guy's heart even more when you prolong it? Is it fair? Why would a babe? Well, I mean, I know there are many reasons. There's so many guys who are very persistent, and she just gives in. There are so many guys who, I don't know, why won't a girl just tell the guy, hey bro, no? Because I know a couple of girls, I'm so sorry I'm going on. I know a couple of girls who do not like, they like one guy and they don't tell him. I don't know, they're forming G.I. Jane. And then they meet, some guy walks up to them outside. Hey, what's up, how you doing? Can I have your number? She gives him her number. The other guy comes, she gives him her number. She gives 50 guys her number in a week. And then she ghosts half of them. The other half, she talks to them sparingly. Then why not just say, no, I do not want? Is it that the girls like the attention? Is it that they like the attention?
Well, basically for me, right, sometimes it's not about the attention. It's just because I don't want to be rude and not give you my number. So I can give you my number and then block you immediately afterwards, right?
And that's how often do you do that? If you meet 100 guys and you give 100 guys your number, how many would you block right afterwards?
Well, if I give you 100,
in all honesty,
well, I probably block almost 50 and...
A whole 50?
Yes.
Wow.
And I probably see the way the other ones chat, and anyone that kind of vibes with me, I just keep it for a bit. And then when I can actually catch my real vibe in all the fake vibes I thought was actually real, I just, okay, the rest are not in my vibe. Just stay in your own lane. I'm doing my own thing with the ones I'm vibing with. So sometimes it's always good to meet new people as a girl. Because when you have all one kind of circle, like you have the same kind of people you like, you've been with for a while, you've not really explored to be sure that that's not really what you want. You get.
Oh, so girls should explore, and we are the
Everyone should
objects to be explored with.
Everyone should.
We are the objects to be explored with. Well, I shouldn't get emotional on the podcast, but I'm holding myself.
Well, everyone obviously explores. Guys explore a lot, so I also believe some girls, because girls are more emotional, so I believe they should also have the opportunity to try that, to be sure, okay, this is the particular guy I want to stick with because he has the qualities I want, plus he's the main person amongst all the other people that
Oh, so are there any minor people? Or all the minors will be pushed away?
All the minors will be pushed away.
Amen.
They're not
Amen.
that important once the one has been gotten.
Amen.
For some girls. But
True,
I
true,
believe
true, for some girls.
for like 97%, once you have actually caught the one, even if you're like still going to give him some attitude, maybe 2 years or 3 years down the line, you just calm down and be with that one person. You get so.
So after all the exploration, how do you now know that this guy is the guy for you?
That's what I do not really know. Maybe I'm trying to explore myself to see if, when you actually have like a whole box of things you need in a guy or things you probably want in a guy, and then you actually, let me say it's 100%, and then you check all these other guys that you've been with, and then you go back to the initial guy and you check like a whole lot more percent good higher than the guy. So the other guy is now like, she checks most of my boxes. Why didn't I realize that? And we're all grown now. I think when you grow up, it's a lot easier. So I feel that's when you know that, okay, that's probably the guy. Or also plus how he treats you. How he treats you. If he treats you in a way you want to be treated when you're married, that's actually what's going to be for you.
That is deep. That is deep. So to all the ladies out there, I don't know. I don't think I should give that advice because I'm a guy. But then the suggestion is, watch to see how a guy treats you. If he treats you the way you feel you want to be treated when you're married, then there is a higher probability that he's the guy. However, as a guy, and I'm sorry to other guys, but I need to say this, you need to also be wary of the guys who are too amazing. Because there are guys who are going to be amazing just to get in your pants.
Yeah.
Life is messed up. There are girls who are going to be amazing just to get your money or get the attention you can give or whatever. Life is a biatch, So in the end, man, if you believe in God, pray. If you don't, hope.
Exactly.
But for me, just try to be a good person. I think we attract what we are. In the end, I think we attract what we are. It's crazy.
True.
It's crazy. So I think my final question is, how do we know if we can trust a girl? So there are lads out there listening to this who are lonely, who are looking for people, who are trying to get with some amazing girls. How do they know, hey man, okay, this girl, I can give her my heart? Because earlier in the podcast, we talked about vulnerability, how girls claim to want vulnerable men, but deep down inside, they do not really want vulnerable men. They want manly men. So my question now is, how does a manly man know who and how and when to give his heart to a woman?
Personally, I believe in vibes a lot. So
what are vibes? I've heard a lot about these vibes. What are vibes?
So if you connect to someone instantly, it's the kind of vibe you get. This vibe has to do with like how you connect to someone intellectually, anyhow. So any kind of way. But it also depends on you at that moment, if that's the kind of thing you want. So if what you want currently at that moment are just friends, very good friends, and you meet good people that are actually really giving you very good friend vibes, then that's the vibe you're getting from them. That's why you're going to be keeping them in your life, right? Or your life. So what I believe is you can literally trust, you can't really trust anyone in this life, but I can say as a guy, you would always just try to be observant a lot. Try to understand your lady so that when you would obviously, it's not so hard to show your true colors it doesn't take so long.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
trust is an easy thing. You probably start doing that, but just always pay attention. Know the kind of things she does, the kind of phone calls she makes. Not like
So
you
I'm
should,
going
not
to be
like you
hanging
should
around
be
the window
all
like Spider-Man.
no,
I'm going to be hanging around the window like
no,
Spider-Man.
not that. But
my spider
if
senses.
she's always either shaky around you or always acting funny, maybe taking messages away from you, and you will start knowing that these are not the things that you probably want. The best thing you can actually do is ask. Don't go around snooping, just ask. And if she tries to lie and then it still shows the same way, you would obviously know, okay, this, because if you've talked about it and she cannot change, then she probably is obviously doing something else.
Not bad, not bad. I have a question. I'm sorry that I'm bringing up a final question.
Okay.
So there was this time a while back, I was with this babe here, and she received about. Let me try to be factual. Let me not exaggerate. She received about 15 calls. She didn't pick any of them. She didn't pick any of them. So she looks and she drops it back. And first time, second time, third time, for the fifth time, because I'm not, I am an alpha. I would freaking want to know. And I'm like, is everything okay? You haven't picked any of these calls. And she goes, first guy was some dude who has been bugging her. Second guy was some guy who she was trying to start work a job or something, and the guy is now on her case. And in my mind, I was like, okay, that's cool, My question now is, how do I know if that's true? How do I know? How do I believe? What if that was some guy she just didn't want me to hear the conversation? There's so many what ifs in life. What's your thought process in that as a babe?
Well, I cannot really say. She probably be lying that this and that, but I cannot really say. All I can say is just give your trust and let it go. Don't overly think about it, because if you overly think about it, you start overly checking, and no one actually likes that, whether male or female. No one wants you all up in their business, whether or not you're in a very great relationship.
Guys, I hope you guys are hearing. No one wants you all up in their business, man. Give them the space.
Literally no
Give
one.
them the space. Give them the space. You won't die, bros. You will not die. Any final thoughts? Any final comments, suggestions, or advice you'd like to tell the lads out there or the babes out there?
I believe a lot of, let me say, for example, Nigerian ladies don't like being told the truth exactly how it is.
Madu.
But I always say it's better for a guy to be very direct, because ladies feed up on your energy. So if you're direct and you're very confident, then a lady will probably be like, cool, okay, this is what you want. Okay, I probably want this too, so let's do this. You get. Sometimes it's just about being direct and confident. Don't overly think about it, but try not to speak to a lady the same way you speak to a guy.
In what sense? Should my voice be softer or higher?
A little
Hi,
softer.
dear. That kind of stuff.
It can be the same, but
Oh,
you should
God.
just be a lot smoother. Not
Yeah.
like you have to be convincing enough, but you wouldn't just speak to her like, yo, your shirt is rumpled. You probably speak to her like, ah, you look nice, but why didn't you just put some heat on your shirt? Something like that. Just be a lot different. It's never the same thing. It can be the same thing, but in a very different way.
Very deep.
And try to always be confident.
Very
Every
deep.
lady loves a confident man.
I really picked up on what you said about Nigerian ladies do not really like to hear the truth.
Yeah, most times.
So there was someone who I was chatting with on WhatsApp a couple of weeks ago. Some lady, I can't use the word babe, forgive me. And she sent me a couple of her pictures, and in my mind I'm like, Jesus, she was not my type, man. And I ghosted her. God forgive me. God forgive me. I'm not a ghoster. I usually say my mind. And she, she'd been chatting me half, and I didn't follow up. So after a while, I was like, man, whatever. So she chats me up, and I'm like, oh, hi, what's up? Long time. She's like, what happened? I haven't been chatting. And I replied, I was like, man, I'm really sorry. I've been really busy. And why are you judging me? Don't judge me, man. And I was like, well, you're not really my type. And she goes, oh, wow, that's a first. In my mind, I'm like, are you serious? You're not that fine. So why should that be a first? She's like, that's a first. She ranted some kind of rant. And then at the end of it, she was like, well, you shouldn't tell a lady that. In my mind, I'm like, so what should I say? Should I have ghosted you? I was already ghosting you and you didn't like it. So, and then I told you, And now you have a problem with that. She says you shouldn't tell a girl that something. That's the first. And I think she yabbed me. She was trying to be. You were trying to do me back, basically.
Okay.
And then she blocked me. And in my mind, I'm like, but I didn't want to chat to you. Why are you blocking me? Oh yeah, she was like that. Well, there's no point in us being friends. I did not ask to be your friend. There's no point in and she blocks me. So I don't understand. Can you help me understand? So what do girls want? So if you're not my type, what should I do? Should I keep quiet and chat on and play along? But then if I do that, you now call me a bastard and he's a bad boy and then all men has come. But then the guy has now told you, okay, you're not my type. And that's a problem. And it hurts her pride. How do I, as a guy, not hurt the pride of a woman who I'm not interested in?
Okay, first of all, you came out very direct, which is very cool. But you never just, ladies, as much
What
as
should
they
I
don't
have
want to
said?
hear
No
the
problem. I apologize to the world. World, please forgive me. All my listeners, I'm sorry. I want you to give me the words that I should have used.
Well, let me say, you're not my type. You're not my type. You're not my type is very straightforward.
Tell me what I should have said. Should I have said I have a wife and 2 kids?
No, you probably just say, I really do not like you
What?
the same way. It's better than
The
saying
same
not my
way
type.
that she
You-
likes
I
me.
do
But
not.
she
I
didn't tell me
really
she
do
likes
not.
me.
Okay, but you obviously know that there's vibe, or you probably just say, I'm really not feeling this, so I do not want to be rude, which is still almost same thing as being an asshole and saying, you're not my type. But that was the truth, which was cool. But she didn't want to hear that. So I think you should always know the people you're relating with. Some people are like cool with you being direct, some people are not. So when you go to like a girly girl, simple terms, maybe I don't really feel the vibes we're getting. You probably just snub her. It's better than telling her no.
But I snubbed her and
You
she
would have
kept on
just
bugging me, man.
Snubbing
Should
her,
I have
man.
blocked her?
No, that would just been so rude.
Okay, so guys, please,
That's
this
just
is my thought process to all guys listening to this. Guys, if you're not interested in a girl, tell her. Be the asshole for 3 days. After 3 days, she will respect you. And even if she doesn't respect you, she would know, okay, at least he said his mind. She might not be happy, and she might carry your story around and say you're this, you're that. I would rather be direct than I tiptoe around it, and then one day she tells her mom she's getting married. Meanwhile, I don't even know where the freak she lives. So I don't know, Sha. I don't know. I would rather just be direct. You ladies are so complicated.
So complicated.
What did I do? You're not my type now. But she can say it to many guys. I'm sure she will say it to many
I'm sure
guys.
she will.
So it's not fair. You guys should
So
level the
I'm
playing
trying
field.
to ask
It's
you,
not fair.
are you trying to say in this situation that ladies should also be very direct to guys?
If I
They
can
would
kneel
like
down and
that.
beg every woman in the world
Okay.
to be direct. I don't like
Sure.
you. But that's the problem though with a lot of guys. You tell a guy you don't like him, he will still disturb you. However, there are a good number of guys who will respect themselves when you give it to them directly. There are a good number of guys. But it's all good. I don't want to overrant. I really, really didn't think it would take this long. I tried to make it as short as possible. But I really want to thank you, Mrs. Cold. It's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Pleasure being here too.
Cheers. So guys, please, you can send in your comments, your observations, your thoughts, or your experiences. Send us a DM. You can drop a message in the comments. Keep listening, keep sharing, keep growing with us. Same time.
And subscribe.
You know. Thank you, Code. Cheers, guys.